Hello everyone, my name is Maria and this is Knitting as Therapy. Today I decided to show you all of the projects I created during 2023. So let's start. I decided to structure my projects a bit and decided to separate them per several categories. So it's gonna be some crochet projects I created, and then we will move to the knitted garments and accessories. As you know, I have already mentioned that I'm from Ukraine. I live in Lviv, and as there is a war in my country, we have lots of different donations for army or humanitarian help needed. The company I work in also organized a charity sale where our co-workers can present something they would love to sell, and other co-workers were able to put their bids, and the highest prize took that product or some accessory, some handmade stuff. There were lots of this in this charity sale, so I decided also to participate in this activity. So in general, I can say I created several crochet toys. It's called Amigurumi, this technique of creating different toys. So one of them was a patriotic bunny. I will put it here so you will be able to see. Of course, I've already sent it to the owner, who paid the biggest price. I'm not sure if I mentioned, so it was like a charity sale, so all of the collected money were donated. So this patriotic bunny was based on some of my previous projects. I have already created such bunny girl in the skirt. So I loved those bunnies a lot, and I noticed that people like them too. I already had several orders for such bunnies. This patriotic bunny was created with cotton, 100% cotton yarn, using a 3mm size hook. So you can see that there were some plastic eyes and a pink nose even. Also, I embroidered there a mouse. Generally, all the parts are sewed together. So you crochet head and body separately, then create 2 hands and 2 legs as well. Legs are quite long to look better with the skirt you create, and the skirt is created on the final stage when the whole toy is already sewed together. So I love this project a lot. And also I created for this sale a couple of bunnies. Those were not patriotic ones, but it was also part of the sale, so I decided to create something new, and those were designed to be like a sleeping toy for a kid. So there was a girl and a boy. A girl had a purse, crossbody purse, and also a headband that you can take off before going to bed. All of the eyes and the details on the face were also embroidered by hands. For a boy, so his pants were like built into the body. Same as for girl, legs and body are made like all together. I liked it more because there is no need to sew it, and it's quite hard to sew in 2 similar parts symmetrically in such projects. And the boy had a jacket that you can also take off before getting to bed, and like organize a strategy of preparing a toy for going to bed, and like a kid to go to bed too. They were filled in with hollow fiber filling, like a softy fluffy filling, but also I have added some balls. Those are like special balls for making these toys a bit stable when they sit. Also, it's quite touchy. I think you have already met such thing in different toys in the stores. So additional weight into their body to be like more stable while they are sitting. So moving to the next one, also there was one more patriotic bunny I made. My co-workers ordered it as a present also for a baby. One of our co-workers from some studio from another country has just delivered a baby, and they decided to present her this toy, so it went all over Europe, I guess, or maybe even far to Asia, I'm not sure. So this bunny traveled to that country and made baby boy happy as well. This one was crocheted with a scarf on him. I was quite limited in time. I had only like 2 or 3 days to have it ready, so I invested all of my time into this toy and had it ready in time to be sent to the owner. Next thing that I was making was a turtle. Here it is, made with yarnart jeans yarn, half cotton, half acrylic blend. It's very soft as for cotton blend, but it's very nice and touchy for adding it to the toys. In this case, I found it on some free, both of them, these bunnies and turtle, I found on some free website for Amigurumi toys creation. There are lots of ideas and easy to follow patterns. As for crochet, you just add some additional stitches or remove them. I'm not like a big crocheter, but have some understanding about creation of the toys by following the pattern mostly. And the turtle was also with this heavy filling inside it, and it's also sewed all together. The bottom part on the bag is built in, so you crochet the body and just add it by picking up stitches. There's added this bottom part like a shelf of the turtle, I guess, and all the legs and are done by pairs to make them symmetrical and sewed in, same as the head. There is an interesting detail as well, that the eyes are also crocheted. I like this detail a lot. You just do this little tiny thing with a hook, and they sew the eyes in the head. The next one I made as a part of this charity sale. So we had it several times during the year, and so that's why I participated several times with different products. Mostly it was like two products per one round of the sale. And the next one was set with a square and round baskets for anything you store at home. You can use it for some bath stuff or for some cosmetics, like whatever you want you can put there. They were quite big, especially square one. It had hands that you can hold it by. It was, I guess, 20 by 20 centimeters, and the round one was approximately 15 centimeters in diameter. So it was like a set in the similar color. So I like them a lot, but I created them with cotton, 100% cotton yarn, like a t-shirt base. There are such type of yarn that you can use also for, mostly for crocheting. It's a bit harder to knit with it. It's very stretchy, but for hook is fine. It's fine because you can stretch it a bit before crocheting, and it is recommended to do so. And you also can make your yarn longer in the skin. So this one was made with 7mm hook, but it a bit hurts hands to create such products. So I'm in pause of creation such projects right now. And I guess this is it, what I have prepared as a crochet project for that charity sale. The next thing, not related to charity, but also crocheted ones that I made for myself. I know that they are not in the best shape, but that's my next crochet project, and that's half knitted slippers. That's how they look right now. This top part is knitted and sewed by a hook into the sole, and the sole is made by two layers of crocheted parts. It's quite simple and quick knit, but also hurtful for your hands. I have added also rubber sole layer to it to make it last longer a bit, because I wear these slippers a lot already for like almost a year, so I do not want to create one more, at least for now. But it's also made with a t-shirt cotton yarn, so I like these kind of slippers. There are lots of them, so if you are a crocheter, it's also a nice thing to have, to create. I like to create some stuff that I can use on a daily basis, not only clothes but for home. So slippers is great option to be used. I made such for the whole my family. Unfortunately, I don't have lots of photos because I'm just tired in the end of this project, so I just give them away if I make them for someone. Yeah, but in general it's quite quick if you take your time and there is no rush to create such slippers. It's fine. Same about the baskets. I love creating something practical. The next crochet project that I made during last year was it's also amigurumi avocados. So there are two halves of avocados. That's how it looks. I am using it sometimes as needles holder when I'm using a sock needle set, when there are 5 of them, and just use it as nice decorative piece on my shelf. So we can move to the next one, and it was bottle holders. I made them for several of my friends. I don't have one to show you, but I will add pictures here. They were made with yarn begonia yarn. It's 100% cotton base. It's made on 3.5 millimeter hook. So I've made them in gray, beige and burgundy colors. It's a sport weight yarn, quite easy and quick knit. I also found it as some free pattern on YouTube. You just Google bottle holders and easily find the pattern itself. The longest part is the holder, because they wanted to have it as a crossbody, so it's more than a meter length, and it takes some time to crochet it. And this is it for the crochet projects I created during the last year. The next chapter will be overview of all the projects that were knitted or created by hands. So it's not a regular knitting or crocheting with some instrument usage, but just created with hands. So I created approximately 5 or 6 plush blankets, mostly for kids. I will add different versions of this blanket that I created during a year. I've tried different patterns as well on it, and it is created by hands without any additional instrument needed, because there is this yarn used with already predefined loops that you just need to connect between each other. So it's very nice because you can even count all of the loops you have on the thread and have approximate understanding how much yarn you need, how much skeins of the yarn you need to create some shape of the blanket without blocking and everything else. This yarn is 100% polyester yarn. It's hypoallergic, so it's fine for kids, especially for newborns. That's why it is so popular for kids blankets. Also, it's very easy to wash and in drying and caring about it, so it lasts quite long. It's good covering for going outside with a baby trolley, for example, or just staying at home and cover during the day. So a nice project that I like to work on, quite a quick one, and everyone is happy, especially a knitter. The next one that I made was a bus carpet that I also made by hands. That's how it looks. I have already used it like lots of times. It lays in my bathroom. So after a shower, it soaks water really well, dries quite fast. It is made with a yarn art marshmallow yarn, so it's a huge ball. Only one that I used for the whole bath mat. You just need to do it by hands, to cast on, to define the size of the stitches you would like to use and to create your project in, and make your own bath mat and use it. Also, I saw some girls making bags out of it, or different designs, like a small tiny ball with this yarn, like a decorative piece. In general, it's just like a tube of cotton yarn with a soft filling inside it with some hollow fiber, I guess. So it's even easy to connect two balls of this yarn together, because you just sew the tubes itself, and this filling inside it mixes on its own. So and easy to weave in ends, because you just put it inside and sew it a little bit. That's it. So this one took me several hours, not more. I just defined the size of the mat that I needed, and that's it. That's all for the projects created without instruments. The next chapter will be accessories. As I've already mentioned on the previous videos, I love creating things for other people. I love making them as presents. That's why I don't have all of the projects that I created during last year with me here. I hope the next year video will be more filled with physical objects, but not only photos. But I will do my best. I'll add all the photos to show you all the accessories I made for myself and for other people as well. Of course, we can start with some vanilla socks. Let me check how many of them are here. Well, not a lot. Not all of them are here, but so you can see just simple vanilla socks that I created. That was like one of the first pairs of socks I made for myself. They have peeled a little bit already. It's made on all of the vanilla socks are made on 2.75 millimeter needles with a sock yarn. So during last year, it was like on purpose. I was trying to use different yarn brands, different yarns. I was experimenting with needle sizes and with the fit I like the most. Of course, some mistakes were there as well, and I will show them in failed projects video for sure. But generally, I'm making my socks toe up. That's how I like creating them. And with a slip stitch heel as well. I'm going to improve and learn more techniques of heels creation during this year, but that's the only one I learned and used for all of my socks last year. So this vanilla sock was made with Alize Artisan Superwash sock yarn. It's wool and nylon blend yarn. It has already peeled a bit because I have used them a lot, but in general the shape is fine, as you can see. Not the best fit for me, so I'm going to change it a bit, but as for the first socks that I'm still able to wear, it's fine. The next one I created for myself. It peeled a bit more comparing to the amount of wears. That's lawn socks, because I wanted to use the whole skin for these socks, because it's already with some details on it. That's why I just decided to finish it, because I won't be able to use it with any other socks. It's Monte Carlo, sorry, no, it's Monte Blanco yarn. I was also experimenting with, so it's Monte Blanco yarn I was experimenting with. It's also wool nylon blend yarn. I made these socks during my vacation this summer, and that's the only thing I'm happy about in these socks, but I can wear them. That's already a good result. Even taking into consideration how high they go on my leg, I feel very comfortable and the fit is fine. But the yarn itself is not the perfect one for the socks to be used. My favorite socks. It's a bit improved version of vanilla socks made with Vizel Waves yarn. It's Turkish Ukrainian brand, I have already mentioned. It's merino nylon blend yarn, sock yarn, with a nice change of colors during the whole sock. Not just stripes, you know, but some shades of gray change. The fit is perfect because I made them, let me show, in 3x1 ribbon. So on a fit it's only on the top part, but here on the leg it's all the way round, and they are also very tall. They are not tall, they are long socks. They go high on the leg and they don't peel so much, they fit really well. Maybe that's because of the ribbon, but in general this yarn works better with ribbon comparing to the previous socks that I showed you. All of this was some improvisation after creating next socks that I will show. The first one, they are not really blocked well because I don't have so many sock blockers to show you, and I don't block socks after each washing, you know. So maybe they are not in their better shape now, but I can easily wear them even when they look like this. So the first one, it's Dear Bjorn socks by Fiber Creative. That's a pattern from first volume of 52 weeks of socks. I think there was some like hype last year for these books because a new volume was just released, and everyone was doing some reviews, testing those patterns. I even saw some girl trying to complete those socks, like each pair during a weeks. I think it's impossible. I think she stopped or paused this idea after 3 months of trying to do so. So getting back to pattern, as you can see, the heel here is with the slip stitches. This pair of socks was also made on 2.75mm needles with Alize Superwash Artisan yarn in shade 161. It's pink color, and so that's how the pattern goes itself. And they are mirrored, these socks, when you wear them, so you can always know where the right and left sock should be located on your feet. This one is nice. I wear them a lot, so that's why they look not the best. I need to shade them a bit, but I'm happy with the pattern itself, with the idea here. It's pattern when you cross your knit stitches all the time in the same direction. That's it, nothing special. Each other stitch you just cross it. The next one is Soukatu socks by Catherine Birkenwasser, also from the 52 weeks of socks book. This one was made also with Alize Superwash Artisan yarn in shade 51, light blue color. Here is a slip stitch heel. You can see that it's bigger size because I made it for my boyfriend. The best thing here is the back part. Where is the pattern? So it's the same one on the front, but I like that it's also on the back, like mirrored to the back. It's very nice. And it's also here. Sorry, missed one more vanilla socks that I created. That's a smaller size pink socks that I made for my friend. So much smaller feet comparing to mine. I have 26 centimeter feet, approximately 25 and a half, something in the middle of it, and she has much shorter, like 20 centimeters feet. So it was quite a challenge for me to make such socks without trying them on during knitting. And I made her socks, just a simple vanilla socks with a slip stitch heel on 3mm needles with Gazal Happy Feet universal color. It's pink. And they are still waiting for her because she should visit me this autumn, I think. And then we had some rocket attacks and she decided to postpone her visit, so I'm waiting because she should come here from abroad, and it takes to cross the border like 10 hours at least, just to cross the border between Poland and Ukraine. It's a pretty complicated trip. And now this is for sure. This is it for all the socks I created during the year. Moving on to the next accessory, would love to talk about. I've created Bruce bags, several of them, for my mom, for my friend. That's how it looks. I will also add a photo of it because I brought it with me on my vacation and took it everywhere with me. We went to groceries using it, we went to the beach with it, and it resulted in me making the same one for my friend I had my vacation with. So this is it. Maybe there is some sand even here, I'm not sure, but I washed it already several times. This is a pattern by Petiteknit, a knitted pattern. That's what I like in this bag the most, because I was looking for a pattern of knitted bag itself. The difference, that some changes that I made this bottom part a bit wider, and the main part of the bag a bit shorter, and also the hands were a bit shorter, just to be enough to put it on your shoulder, but do not touch the ground with this bag. I think you can see it on Petiteknit photos with this bag that it may grow a lot. As it's a cotton yarn, it grows while using. Then you wash it. I wash it just in the washing machine without anything special, and it goes back to its shape every time. Then I use it several times again, it grows, and I put it in the washing machine bag. That's the circle of this bag. This one was made on 4mm needles for the main part and 3.5mm needles for the bottom. Made with yarn art begonia. It's 100% cotton yarn, color 5303. It's like a salmon pink, close to peach color, so something in the middle. It depends where you put it to check the color of this bag. Moving on to the next project. Of course, there was a huge part of me knitting Oslo hats. I have already mentioned them in the previous episode, so will not stop on a lot of details with it. This one also has a fleece inside it. It's very warm, made with Lanagato Vip yarn. It's merino cashmere blend yarn, very nice and soft, but it peels a little bit, so I will need to shave it. But it has even some nice halo, I think, from the cashmere here. And one more without anything inside, made with different yarns. It's Mondial Super Wool leftovers that I had from other garments, and Mondial Sauve, not sure that I pronounce it properly, Pima yarn. It's alpaca merino cotton blend yarn to add a little bit of halo and warm from alpaca yarn. So Oslo hat is done. Also, I have made several 2x2 ribbed hats. That here I have not all of them, just a few, for different seasons. So the brim has like only 2 layers here. I even have a branded tag on this hat. This one was made with cotton acrylic blend, just as a spring, like light version of the hat. It was without any pattern, just, you know, improvisation. I'm considering the idea to create some instructions for making your own 2x2 ribbed hat, because I've already made several of them and can help with an overview of different yarns for it. Most of them are made on 4mm needles, but with using different yarns. The next one is a bit warmer. It's also 2x2 ribbed hat, the same one, like in every detail. You can even consider it, you know, as two-sided hat, because it looks nice on both sides. This one was made as a warmer one with Gazelle Baby Wool XL yarn. So it's sport weight yarn of merino wool, cashmere acrylic blend. So you can see that there is a little bit of halo here already, and it's a warmer one. The shape is quite similar to the Oslo hat. And one more, this is my favorite one. It's made with 1x1 ribbon. One of the first hats I made, also with such a nice design on the top part. It fits well, it's very warm. It's made with Lanagato super soft yarn. I think this one is a runway because I hold it double on 4.5mm needles. And the yarn itself is 100% merino wool. And to go with it, I have also made myself such gloves. So I wear them like for a year already. They were made on 3.5 and 3mm needles. So you can see some details for the fingers. It's also made with Lanagato super soft 100% merino wool yarn, and the pattern I found somewhere in the Google and then just improvised by trying it on all the time to make the best fit for myself. That's a great idea, to make yourself some gloves with a good quality yarn, because you can select on your own the lengths on the fingers, for example, that are quite different. The fit, the thickness, the length of the cuffs here as well. So that's very nice investment, I think. Also, I have created, after having inspiration after 2x2 ribbed hats or beanies, I created 2x2 ribbed balaclava made with gazelle baby wool, I think. It's merino wool cashmere acrylic blend yarn. I held it double or triple to create iron weight yarn. Yeah, I held it triple, three threads together on 4.5 millimeter needles. I improvised a lot with this one, so I will add photos here for sure. The only detail that I like the most and wanted to emphasize here is generally the creation process is quite similar to beanie. You just cast off, bind off, closer to the hands, to the eyes, where you get to the eyes. Then you just knit back and forth for like 2 centimeters, and then you just cast on with backward loop method the same amount of stitches that you had here on the mouse on the previous part when you binded them off, and continue working with decreases and on the regular beanie or hat that you were making with the same style. The only thing, you just need to make sure that it fits the hat really well, but it's easy to try it on and to be sure that it fits well. And I have added double knitted part around the eyes to create like better fit, to avoid some wind getting to the ears or to the mouth, to get better covering, you know, to fix the shape around the eyes a little bit better. And it helped a lot, I think, to do it. One more accessory that I made during this year was a presented Sophie shawl. It went together with a hat and mittens that I made as a Christmas gift for my mom, made with gazelle baby wool in pink color because she likes such color a lot. So I made this Sophie shawl, and it's designed by Petiteknit. I made it on 5 millimeter needles with around weight yarn, and I just used all the yarn that was left after mittens and after the beanie. So it was a nice project to not have lots of different yarns in my stash. So it was together with mittens. Also, I have created several mittens. I have already showed a few of them in my podcasts. So I created them as Christmas gifts for my family and for myself as well. Just simple stockinette or with some cables for me and my mom. For my boyfriend and father, I made them just in stockinette with some increases for the thumb. And yeah, this is it. I will add several photos of them. Will not go deeper because I already talked a lot about the mittens. And this is it for all the accessories I have made, and we will move to the garments finally. The first one I wanted to start with is what I'm wearing. It's failed lubabesa that I was trying to create. I had several attempts to do it. That's one of them. You can see it's made in a round with the increases in the round. The fit is more or less fine, but you can see the sleeves are a bit tight. Well, they are not tight, I can move, but I would love them to be a bit wider. As it was one of the first sweaters I was making, it's fine. I'm happy that I still can wear it. So this one was improvised based on some lubabesa pattern that I found in YouTube, made with gazelle alpaca air yarn. It's similar to Drops Wish yarn. So it's like lightweight alpaca merino blend on the nylon thread. Don't remember the needle size because I was not doing a lot of notes in the beginning of last year, so that's the only thing I can say, that just some improvisation that resulted into such sweater that I can wear now. The next one that I have made was made for my mom. I presented it to her because she mentioned that she liked the idea of such a design of the sweater. I've already mentioned it before. It's in style of like Cucinelli design with the leaves pattern in it. The sweater was made bottom up. So the front part and back part were sewed together by hook, I think, not sure. And the sleeves were also sewed in. I made it on 10mm needles for the body part and 4mm needles for the collar and cuffs. The yarn, the suggested yarn was a Drops Wish, so it's a super bulky yarn, but I made mine with some stock yarn that I found with 100% merino wool unspinned yarn. Well, generally I was happy with the result. It was airy, but at the same time it was warm and some interesting design to try, to work like with scheme with the charts, trying to follow them. So it was interesting experience that resulted in such sweater. The next one that I have made was, it is called like a web because it's made with a mohair yarn on 5.5mm needles for the body and 3.5 for cuffs. There was no collar, I think, so this is why it's used only for cuffs. It was like also one of the experiments for myself. That was the first time I worked with a kid mohair itself. But I can wear this sweater still sometimes. Not sure if it's here with me now, but I will put a picture. It's very warm, taking into consideration that it's very airy with the holes in it, so you just need to put something on underneath to be able to wear this sweater. But in result, I got the finished garment. The next one was Frosted Cathedral sweater by Drops Design, made on 12mm needles. I think during the whole body, and 10mm needles for the cuffs and the collar. It was made with Mondial XL yarn in size S. So I will show it because I have it here. I will also add a photo later. That's how it looks. The front and the back panels are the same. It has a raglan increases, and raglan line consists of two stitches in a row. Then this diamond pattern with mock stitch pattern inside it and some pearls around. All the rest is made in stockinette, and on the sleeves that was also my improvisation to make it with a mock neck, and here with a stockinette, simple stockinette, and one by one ribbon on the collar and the cuffs and wristles. It's very heavy. It weighs almost 1 kilo because it's very long. On drops design, the suggestion was to make only half of this second diamond and finish the sweater on it. But I decided to make it longer because I am a tall person, and that cropped version was too cropped for me. It grown a lot after blocking this yarn itself under its weight. But I'm happy to have such a warm piece, and I was wearing it several times. Don't see lots of peelings here, taking into consideration that it's unspinned yarn. The yarn was on a sale because it's discontinued as far as I remember, so just happy to have this one. It costed me a little bit over $50, I think, not more. So nice merino wool, warm blanket type sweater I have. And the interesting thing about this one was that Drops requested my photos, and they added it to their Ravelry page and also posted it on their forum or something like this on their website, so you can find my photos with this sweater in their Ravelry page. And this is it for this one. I have one more chunky improvised piece. That's a Slipover that I made for my boyfriend. Firstly, it should be scarf for myself. It's super bulky yarn. It's 50% wool, 50% acrylic yarn. I wanted to try to make a chunky scarf for myself, but then he saw the yarn and requested to make him a Slipover or some chunky sweater. He likes such garments a lot. I was trying to find some pattern but failed with it, and was improvising on my own a lot after making this Cathedral frosted Cathedral sweater by Drops. I already had some understanding how it should look and the amount of stitches and the fit, etc. So it was made bottom up. Then I continued. They separated front part and the back part, created the back part, even added some shape for the neck. Yes, on the front and on the back parts. So I am quite happy with the result. Then added the collar. The only issue I was reworking here, firstly I made a regular bind off and it didn't fit well. It was like making it too tight. So I frogged it, removed several rows and added the Italian bind off, and now it fits perfectly. So resulted in such a nice piece. I don't know the yarn I made it with because I don't have notes for this one. I'm sorry. Then next one that I have here is zipper sweater, but it's not a zipper sweater by Petiteknit. It's a pattern that I found on YouTube, I think, or maybe not. It's made in half brioche. It's a huge black piece. I'm not completely happy with the fit, but it is fine. It's made with 100% merino wool from Lanagato brand, but a stock version of it. It's made bottom up. That's the hardest thing for this piece because it's harder for merino wool to guess the length that it grows into after blocking, especially for this chunky oversized version. This one was made for my boyfriend, but he doesn't wear it a lot because it's too warm and too chunky for him to wear it in the office with the heating and so on. So I'm considering to do something with it a bit later. I think if he will not start wearing it, maybe it will be mine after a while, so I will just use it as an oversized piece for myself. Also, there is some weird situation with the sleeves. You have to pick up stitches for it, and I remember that I did everything following the pattern, because I made several of them. One of them was made for my mom, then this one, and even some cotton try was, so lots of versions, but still the situation was the same. You can see the picked up stitches on one side for the sleeves. Not sure that you can see it now. This one is the one I don't like, and this one is how it should look like. I think the reason is in this back and forth knitting, not knitting it in round somehow, so that resulted in such problem. It's not really noticeable because it's a black sweater, but I have never met, after started knitting following the Petiteknit patterns, my favorite since knitwear and others, I didn't see such issue. Maybe because they are done from upside down, you know, maybe that's the reason. The next one was poppy tea that I made. This one made for myself, that's why it's so cropped. The shape is not the best because it is made with 90% cotton, 10% cashmere yarn, made on 3.5mm needles in a sport weight thickness of this yarn, sport weight yarn. But I like the pattern a lot. I love the details here with the increases around the collar, with the built-in sleeves construction. You see, it's also very nice, but the yarn selection was failed. That's why I use this one for home mostly, and easily put it in the washing machine and don't care about it a lot. I have one more that I made for my boyfriend as well. I was not quite familiar with the Italian bind-off, that's why you can see a regular bind-off here, but the general result is much better because this one is Lanagato merino cotton yarn. It's merino cotton blend yarn, 50-50% separated, made also on 3.5mm needles, and he likes it a lot and I like how it looks. You see, it's even, I don't know, it has like special halo here. You can see the stitches are defined really well, so much better quality comparing to my poppy tea, made almost 100% cotton. Moving on to the next one, it's Novice cardigan chunky edition by Petiteknit. All the increases are made in the round, similar to this sweater. You can see from my latest project that I like alpaca yarn a lot, so I bought this yarn when I was in Spain this year. It's made on 6mm needles with concept by Katya alpaca natural colors yarn. It took 3 skeins of this yarn. It's 84% of alpaca and 16% of pima, so it's pina cotton, cotton thread for to fix these natural alpaca fibers to make them like transfer into the thread. You can use for knitting. So it's made in a round, top down. Then you continue to the sleeves. Almost no holes under the sleeves. It's quite drapey and light garment, but very warm. As for me. So I have 6 more balls of this yarn left, and considering how I can use it, I have not found the perfect pattern for it yet, but maybe I will find something interesting that I can use it for. The next garment that I made was Porcupine Iceland Shawl by Denise Bartels. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I made mine on 4mm needles with lace weight gazelle merino silk blend yarn with 1 thread of mohair. I will add some photos of it here because it was a present. This one took me a month to create because of the weight of the yarn and because of all of the charts that were changing, but I cannot say that I was tired till the end of this garment, because it was growing so fast, and with charts changing you just don't notice that it takes you so much time to be created. I was happy with the result, very warm, and it turned into really a huge shawl that you can use as a blanket or a regular shawl, like whatever you want. It's very warm, but at the same time it's a soft and airy garment to be used, or sorry, accessory to be used. Next one was also a present, that's why I don't have it here. It's a plush cardigan by Halikova designer, made on 5mm needles with Alize Velluto in a pink color. So there is, it's something close to the plush blankets that I made, but with a needles usage, and that's a design. We have some Ukrainian designer that created such cardigans, like with the same, looking like the same yarn, same fiber used, and my friend requested the same one as a birthday present, so I proposed her that I will find the pattern, and realized that it's very popular model of these cardigans, plush cardigans. It's like a blanket but converted into cardigan that you can wear to work, for example, with some diamond pattern in it, with some cabling, etc. Yeah, so she was happy with the result, and me too. The next one that I also made, not for myself, was Monday sweater that I sent to my friend to United States because she saw all of my knitted garments and asked for one for herself. So Monday sweater was made on 4mm needles with Mondial Sauve Pima yarn in size XS. It's very lightweight yarn. So it took me like 200 grams, I guess. Very light sweater, but still, as there is alpaca in this yarn and merino, but it's very airy and light option of this, it converted into very light and nice garment to wear. It's very drapey, but it still have some shape in it. It's very nice. That's the thing I liked in this yarn a lot. And also I made for her Friday Slipover v-neck with this yarn on 4mm needles. This one is made in broken rib technique. So I just had some leftover yarn and proposed her to convert it into Slipover. I think this one took me like 3 balls of yarn, not more for sure. So also quite nice project. Of course, broken rib took some time to be created, but in general I was happy with the result, and it took me like 10 days to be created because I had some deadlines. I was in a rush and prioritizing this project a lot. That's why I created it so fast. And the masterpiece of last year, and the scene I'm proud of the most, it's my Pride and Pearls cardigan designed by Veronica Lindberg, or Kodova Kika here in YouTube. This one was made with Mondial Super Wool yarn, 100% superwash merino, with 2 threads of lace weight alpaca silk blend yarn. I was one of test knitters for this garment, so I was really happy to try this one, and I didn't expect it to turn into such a beautiful garment that I will be proud of, and it's like a great summary of all that I have knitted during the year, starting with the socks with some ornaments on them, and then moving to the garments creation. Then I found Petiteknit patterns, found Veronica Lindberg as well, and that's how it was like going step by step. And for now this is the only one test knit that I had in general, but I'm so happy with the result, especially with the fit and how it looks on me, and with the color selection as well. I just decided to go with like warm white shade. I wear this one a lot. It doesn't peel. I was surprised with it, but I think it's because of the silk in the alpaca yarn. So I'm considering to create something else with such combination again. And this was it for today. That was all of the projects I created during last year. Do not forget to like the video if you enjoyed watching it. Follow for some more videos that are coming. Add some comments. Let me know if you like the projects I made, or maybe you had some same issues as I had with my knitting and crochet projects. So I would like to talk about anything that you are ready to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching and have a nice knitting. Bye bye.